Hello everyone, this is Neth with NethVids coming to you today with a beginner's guide to League of Legends by Riot Games. When you first open League of Legends, you will see a splash screen that displays the server status and your current version. There are three server status possibilities: online, busy, and unavailable. If the server is online and it says that your version is up to date, then you can click the play button in the bottom right to launch the game. After launching the game, you will be asked to log in. Enter your account name and password and press the login button or simply press enter. First thing you have to do with a brand new account is create a new summoner name. Your summoner name is how your friends and the League of Legends community will identify you. This must be unique. Keep in mind that it is different from your account name. In the future, you will still use your account name, not your summoner name, to log into the game. Next, you will be asked to choose a summoner icon from the list of pre-made icons. Select one that suits you. This icon will be displayed in certain game lobbies next to your summoner name and stats and on your home page. After selecting your summoner icon, you will be asked what kind of experience you have with games similar to League of Legends. Be honest, as this tool is designed to help you and no one will ever see what you have selected. The options expressing that you have less experience will ask you if you want to do the League of Legends tutorial. If you are a new player, I recommend you do, as it is quick, simple, and explains well the basic mechanics of the game. But don't worry, you can always go back to the tutorial if you decide you wanted to do it later. Once logged in, you will be brought to the home screen. The bar along the top has the more commonly used interface buttons, and it also displays your summoner icon, your current summoner level, and the amount of Riot points and influence points you have. Riot points, otherwise known as RP, are purchased with actual money and are used to buy certain RP exclusive items, more commonly skins for champions, which will be discussed a little later. Influence points, however, are earned through playing games and can be used to buy virtually everything else save for the RP exclusive items, and in most cases you can choose to use your RP or IP points to purchase any given item. Also, in the bottom right corner, you can manage your friends list, view chat rooms, and see your recent notifications. A yellow flashing notification icon means you have notifications you have yet to see. Now, let's click some buttons. First, we will start with the store button. This is the store homepage. Here you can buy many different things with your RP and IP directly from this screen, and they will be available immediately. It is sorted by these tabs along the top and are fairly simple to navigate from this point. Next, we will look at the summoner profile page. Upon clicking the summoner profile button, you can immediately see your summoner icon, your summoner level, which caps out at level 30, and your experience earned and needed to advance to the next level. The next tab over is the Match History tab. Once you have a game in, you can come to this screen and see how you performed in that game. From this screen, you can see up to 10 of your previous matches. Then you have the champion screen. From here you can see what champions you own, do not own, and the champions that are currently available for free play. You can identify the champions that are free to play by the blue exclamation mark icon in the top left corner of their portrait. Riot cycles out the champions available for free play roughly every week to keep things interesting. You can click a champion's picture from the champion screen to view details on any given champion. Once you do this, you will see the champion overview. For this example, we are looking at Teemo, the Swift Scout. There is a bar graph displaying the roundabout capabilities of the player. Teemo has relatively low health, average attack, slightly above average spells, and slightly below average difficulty of play. Teemo's attributes are generally a support champion who has a ranged attack and the capability to stealth. Under the Abilities tab, you can see the champion's 4 abilities. The first 3 are the champion's basic attacks, and the 4th will be the champion's ultimate ability. Save for a couple of rare exceptions, each champion's ultimate ability is unlocked at level 6. The Tips tab will give you some helpful advice on how to play a champion or how to react if you are playing against a champion. These can prove to be quite helpful, and I recommend that you refer here if you are having any trouble understanding any champions. Each champion has a story behind them. You can see their background and lore directly from this tab. Under the Skins tab, you can take a sneak peek at the artwork of each champion's unique skins. Do note that some champions have more skins than others. Skins cannot be unlocked with IP, they can only be unlocked with RP, and some special skins can be earned through competitions or community events. Unlocking a champion skin will allow you to play using that skin in-game, and you will appear different from the default champion to yourself and other players in the game. You can review the champions at any time whether you have unlocked them or not. The next tab in the summoner's profile is the Runes page. As a level 1 summoner, you have limited access to these with only one block from the Marks section available. These slots unlock as you level up. You can only purchase marks, seals, glyphs, and quintessences with IP, and you can purchase additional pages with RP to arrange different sets for different champions. The runes are broken into 3 tiers. While you can combine the lower tier runes to make more powerful runes, many players will recommend that you do not unlock runes until level 20, as that is when the highest tier of runes becomes available to you. In the meantime, it is advised by many that you spend your IP points on unlocking champions first, but ultimately this falls upon your personal preference. Next, we have the Masteries page. The Masteries page can be edited at any time from your summoner profile or from the character selection screen, which we will discuss in just a minute. There are 3 specializations you can choose from. They are Offense, Defense, and Utility. Each specialization has 6 tiers and requires 4 points to unlock the next tier. You earn 1 extra mastery point per level, and while you can spend all points in one specialization, you can attain the final tier using only 21 points. At level 30, this leaves 9 remaining points that you can use in a different specialization. With more commonly used specializations, one tree will have 21 points, and another tree will have 9. Under the Spells tab, you can see the summoner spells available to you. These abilities are bound to your D and F keys in-game and can be used at any time while not on cooldown. Generally, the summoner spells have longer cooldowns than the average champion ability. You can read what each summoner spell does from this screen and can also see what level you must be to be able to use any summoner spell, with the highest requirement being only level 12 with the summoner spell Flash. You will also notice that the rank stats and the achievements tab are both grayed out. This is normal. The rank tab will unlock once you reach summoner level 30 and are able to play in ranked matches, which will be discussed a little further in detail later, and currently the achievement system has not been implemented in the game. That concludes the summoner profile overview. The next button from your home screen will be the lore button. Clicking the lore button will allow you to read some lore information pertaining to League of Legends. The next button is the help button. Here you can find some further information on anything related to League of Legends and can give feedback to Riot. Pro tip, the help screen is helpful. Now, let's discover how to dive into your first game. Let's click the play button. When you click the play button, you can then choose what game type you'd like to play. You can choose PvP, also known as player versus player, co-op versus AI, where you will be teamed with other human players to play against bots of beginner or intermediate difficulty. Custom, where you can create or join a game and play against bots or friends in a less formal manner, and you can also choose to go back and repeat the tutorials. Under the PvP tab, you have two game modes to choose from, the standard 5v5 on Summoner's Rift, or 3v3 on the map Twisted Treeline. Once you've decided what to play, you can choose what game type you want to play. Until you reach level 30, you can only play a normal game. Once you reach level 30, you will have a second option to play a ranked game. These ranked games reward you with what is called ELO. ELO is general measurement of your ability to play in ranked matches. Once you have made all your decisions on what type of game you'd like to play, you can either join the solo queue, where the other spots on your team will be filled by players of a similar summoner level than you, or you can choose to play in party mode. If you choose party mode, you will find yourself looking at this screen where you can click the invite button to invite your friends. From the Invite Friends screen, you will see listed on the left side friends you currently have online that are available to play. You can press a button to add them to the list or type in their summoner name and click Invite. After you have invited your friends, you will see the pending invitation in the Invite section whether the invite is pending, accepted, or declined. Once all your friends have joined, click the Start Game to queue up for the next available match. Otherwise, if you press the solo button, you will find yourself back at your home screen, only at the top, instead of the play button, you will see the approximate time before a match becomes available and the actual time that has gone by so far. While waiting for the game to become available, you are free to browse the store, view your profile, read some lore, or get some help. In fact, if you would like to browse the internet, you are free to do that, as once the game becomes available, the League of Legends client will make a very distinct sound and overlay all your other programs with this screen. Now you can click Finish what I was doing if you would like to go about your business for another 30 seconds, or click Play Now if you are ready to enter the champion select. Be warned, if other players in your team click Play Now and you click Finish what I was doing, they will enter the game before you and potentially choose a champion that you would have liked to play. Now, we're almost ready to start your first game. This is the Champion Select screen. As you can see, the name and champion that the opposing team has selected is not being revealed. This is because when you play normal games, Champion Select is done in what is called blind mode, which means your team composition, summoner spells, and teammates' names will all be hidden from the enemy. You may also notice that on the enemy team there are two summoners with a blue triangle and a lightning bolt. That simply means they have either opted to click the Finish What I Was Doing button and will join within 30 seconds, or they are currently experiencing connection issues and may join a bit delayed if at all. But don't stress it. Should a player's connection completely prevent them from connecting, you will be returned to your home screen queue and will be placed in the next available match. Each player has 90 seconds from the start of the Champion Select screen to select their champion, sort their masteries, and decide on the summoner spells. If you do not select a champion and are connected to the game, when the 90 seconds runs out, a champion will automatically be selected for you at random. After the 90 seconds, everyone is given a final 10 seconds to finish up what they were doing before the game is commenced. Communication is key in these 90 seconds, as a good team composition is vital to your success. There cannot be more than one of each champion on any given team, and so when someone else on your team selects a champion, they will appear grayed out from your champions list. Once your team has decided on their champions, you can press a lock-in button to express that you are ready. It is important that you do not lock in too quickly, as this can sometimes result in a poor team composition and ultimately cost your team the game. Unfortunately, you will run into your fair share of players who will decide not to select the team composition together, so it is best to train yourself to be a versatile player who is capable of filling any role that the team may need. Once the final 10 seconds have counted down, you will be placed in the loading screen and will be able to see the champions the enemy has selected and their summoner spells. It will also show you their latency and the loading progress bar. When all players have loaded, the game will commence. Here is a map of Summoner's Rift, the 5v5 map. The blue team will spawn in the bottom left corner, and the purple team will spawn in the top right corner. Summoner's Rift has 3 lanes, top lane, middle lane, and bottom lane. If your team has what is called a jungler, that jungler will roam your side's jungle, killing creeps there, and looking for any good ganking opportunities. If that is the case, then you will typically see 1 champion in the top lane, 1 champion in the middle lane, and 2 champions in the bottom lane with your 5th teammate in the jungle. Without a jungler, it is typically wise to have 2 players in the top lane, 2 players in the bottom lane, and 1 player in the middle lane. Generally, you'd want to stick a ranged champion or at least a champion with a ranged attack in the middle lane to allow for easier creep farming and better ganking opportunities. Sharing this video with any friends who are just starting with League of Legends will help them get started off right. In the new feature, I'll be releasing a gameplay guide, and I will be following it up with a laning guide for each individual champion. Over time, I will have released a guide for every champion that is available for play in League of Legends. Thank you for watching, and good luck, Summoners!